What's up, y'all? Make sure you can hear me. Perfect. Music isn't too loud, is it? Make sure you can hear me. Actually, it is. It does seem kind of loud. Perfect. I figured the music was fitting for the nurse's ball, you know? Actually, it is. It does. Oh no. Let me know, guys. If it's too extra, just let me know. I will wait for a bit. Hey Angel, you said I was just watching Evan Hoffer's interview with Steve Burton and Bradford Anderson. He's a few years younger than me, and he is from Leavenworth, KS, a little bit away from Kansas City. Hey, yeah, I did see that interview actually the other day. It's so funny. Steve and Evan seem to be hitting it off, which is ironic because everyone's like, "Oh, is he the new Jason?" Everyone's trying to make him the new Jason. Oh man. But hey guys, how's it going? It's gonna be a chill live stream. There's not much to it. We're not reacting to clips. We are just giving our thoughts on the Nurse's Ball thus far. I kind of like Nurse's Ball week because it's kind of like a nice break from having to like make too many notes, really. In terms of plot, most people are just singing and dancing. So Sunday will probably be just as chill. Well, we'll see. We'll see, I guess. But I don't know. But I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are enjoying the Nurse's Ball so far. I got to see what was today's episode for you guys yesterday because of the preemption. But I'm glad I can actually talk about it openly now. So I didn't want to spoil y'all too much. Not that like anything crazy happened in today's episode. But, you know, the Nurse's Ball, you know, the first, you know, Monday's episode was essentially just the red carpet, and that was slow as hell, and it always is, we always know. I was so mad that we didn't get to see the Nurse's Ball opening number at the end of Monday's episode and had to wait till Tuesday for me, Wednesday for y'all. Angel, you said he was going to the University of Kansas where I went to college. Oh, snap! I really did miss my chance to bump and grind with him. Oh, man. I wonder if he's as good as his character. What do you think, Angel? My hat's so sideways, y'all. But yeah, it's gonna be a chill live stream. I don't know. There's not too many people in here tonight, which is okay. But I'm just here to share my thoughts on the Nurse's Ball and what I've liked so far. I never liked the red carpet. The red carpet is so cringe. The only note I really have... There's only two things that I liked about it, actually. This one in particular. The first thing being... I liked the little nod to Sprina fans talking about the host saying that there was such online buzz about them, because it's true and it breaks the fourth wall a little bit, because like who would care about like a couple of college kids realistically? Did you see our Thursday's episode today? No. I believe they showed a repeat. If they didn't, I didn't watch. But typically, whenever we are an episode ahead of you guys, when it comes to like new stuff in the US, they do repeat an old episode while you guys catch up. But I don't know. I don't think I seen it. Didn't record today for me, so I'm thinking there was no new episode. And judging by like Tumblr and stuff, because there's some Canadians on Tumblr as well. I don't think anything new. I don't think they showed anything new. So, yeah. So I'll watch tomorrow with the rest of y'all. But yeah, going back on the red carpet. The other thing that I liked was the red carpet host trying to throw shade at Jordan and Portia, talking about how they had things in common. And then as soon as, she was like, what'd she say? You guys both work in public service. And then Portia just goes up to Jordan and and they were like, she did that on purpose. Oh man. Angel, you said, all I gotta say is my dorm room was bigger than Joss's, and I didn't have a roommate after freshman year. Nice. Well, I mean, soap opera sets, they be a little bit small. But I don't think PCU is supposed to be some renowned, amazing university anyway. You like Joss and Trina's performance? I did too. Yeah, I think out of the 3 performances that we saw, Joss and Trina's was my favorite. I have to say, as much as I adore Trina, I thought Joss did a better job at singing today. But what Trina lacked in vocals a little bit, she made up for in spades with attitude and spunk. So it really worked. Whereas Jocelyn wasn't as natural of a performer. But you can also tell that they get along in real life, which is really nice. That friendship chemistry really does come off the screen, especially when they're doing something like that. And I liked seeing Jocelyn do an upbeat number because I don't know if we've seen her perform more than... Well, we've seen her perform twice, I think, right? Back in 2020, she performed with OG Trina and Cameron. And then in 2019, I think it was all about Oscar. So, yeah, I don't know. I liked seeing her in an upbeat number. Although I kind of like that song in real life, so it was a bit weird hearing Joss and Trina sing it. The choreography was but I like that they had the staircase, and I like the camera work for the performance as well. You said you're glad Portia and Jordan caught that shade. Being a doctor and a police commissioner is blue collar work. Exactly. Man. Then of course there's the nurses opening, which featured TJ the doctor. That confused me a little bit. I'm like, why is TJ in this? He's not a nurse, mind you. And I don't know. The performance did feel very lackluster, and a big part of that is that Epiphany's not there, and that Bobby wasn't in the number either. But Bobby is hosting, so I can kind of let that slide. I always resent the fact that Elizabeth never performs with the nurses. I don't care how long Becky has been on the show and how she gets to say and whether she performs or not. I mean, to be fair, I think most of the cast does. But she is a nurse. Frank Valentini needs to say tough shit, get up there. Even if she's just sitting and swaying her head back and forth. Good lord, be in the number. You are the only recognizable nurse on the show. Everyone else is just a glorified extra. Amy, Felix, and Deanna. No one knows who they are. They only bring them out during the nurses' ball. It's ridiculous. Oh, man. I do appreciate, though, that Elizabeth did dedicate the nurses' ball to Epiphany. And then the only other performance there wasn't really technically a nurses' ball performance, but it might as well have been. Anna and Valentine, while watching the nurses' ball, Valentine sang to Anna, and then there was this fantasy scene where they're dancing and there's candlelights all in the safe house, and I don't like Valentine as a character, but I do appreciate James Patrick Stewart as a singer, because he's one of the very few in there that can actually sing, and probably without auto-tune, I would imagine. I was just actually watching the other day, what's his name? Cameron, William Lipton, and his band singing, because they've been uploading some stuff to YouTube over the last month. And I'm just so mad that they just didn't let him stay for one more freaking episode to be a part of the Nurses Ball, for God's sakes. Because that kid has talent too. He can sing without the auto-tune as well. And it's nice to have like some actual artists in the show. But yeah, I'm just mad about it. I know that Cameron will be back, but like, they could have kept him for the damn for the damn Nurses Ball. Let him have one more day, you know? Alright, and I mean, plot-wise, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot to talk about. Valentine is obviously, or not Valentine, Victor, sorry, is keeping an eye out on, you know, Valentine and Anna and Lucy's whereabouts. He manages to track them down because of Lucy, even though Lucy tried to play it relatively safe. You know, she got off a few streets away and, you know, all that. I knew it was a matter of time before that would come back to bite Lucy in the ass. Angel, you like Valentine more now that he is with Anna? I'm still, you know, I think I'll just always be bitter about the Valentine that we were supposed to get back in 2009 and then the Valentine that we got. Hey, Kaiwan. It's all good. It's a hangout vibe today. There's not many people in the chat, and we're really just talking about the performances of the Nurses Ball. We just talked about all three of them. But since you're here, I want to know what your favorite performance was so far, Kaiwan. We only have the three. The Nurses Ball opening, Joss and Trina, and Valentine and Anna's fantasy dance. So it wasn't really a part of the Nurses Ball. You wanted that Valentine too? Yeah, right, man. Valentine could have very easily taken the mantle of the evil Castelline when Helena passed. You know what I mean? That's what the mantle should have been. Valentine could have been who Victor is. But yeah, what was your favorite performance, Kaiwan? What did you think of the Nurses Ball so far? Only the first one to TJ, the others I skipped. Jake, your favorite was the first performance? How can Victor save the world or ruin it with the necklace? Yeah, that was oh my god, I keep on saying Valentine. That was Victor's kind of thing, is like, I'm going to save the world. I mean, I feel like they kind of hinted to like global warming and stuff with the Ice Princess, and I'm sure, obviously, what I think is happening here is, I think that this necklace is probably going to lead to wherever the weather machine is. You know what I mean? Because obviously he's looking for something. What else could he possibly be looking for? Did appreciate Lovely Day being performed. I like that song. I don't know, like, in my opinion, oh, maybe Valentine got a twin brother. That would be interesting. I like Lovely Day. I didn't really enjoy the performance that much, I'm not gonna lie. But I think a lot of it kind of came down to, you know, just Epiphany not being there, first of all. She would have kind of had been like the centerpiece for it, you know what I mean? And that really, like, that song in general is such an Epiphany vibe. So to me, it just felt a little bit empty without her there. But, you know, that can't be helped. But I think seeing that performance just kind of brings it home that there is really no nurses on the show. No nurses that we know of. They don't write for Amy and Deanna and Felix, right? So it's like, maybe it's time to kind of cast some nurses and have them be in some stories. Because, yeah, like Elizabeth is soon to be head nurse, I think. And I'll get to that in a second, go on. And she don't perform, and she should. We talked about this earlier, but since people are slowly coming in, I just wanted to bring it up again. Frank should put his foot down and make her perform. She is a nurse, for God's sakes. It's the nurse's ball. Or at least have her be like a more important part in the nurse's ball beyond sitting in the audience. Yes, she did get up there and pay homage to Epiphany, but give her some hosting duties. Have her like be up there with Bobby and Maxie. All these years, nobody turned down all the... nobody tracked down the machine. Well, okay, so they did at one point. They did track down the weather machine at one point, and it was back in, I think, early 2000s. But we don't know what happened after that. It could have been moved, because it was still on Cassadine Island at that point, but we've not heard anything about it since that end. I think it was Endgame, the storyline. We haven't heard about it since. And do I think they're going to kill Link off? I don't know. I think... well, first of all, and that's something plot-wise that happened. Him trying to go to Jocelyn and try to get her to be under his wing. Ooh, I'm going to need Brooklyn to just snap out of it and say, screw the NDA or NA, whatever it's called, the non-discretion whatever thing. And just, you know, get Joss out of there. Get Joss and Blaze out of there. I hate Brooklyn. I discovered another live and I don't like working. The necklace leads to a weather machine. Gotcha. Well, you know, first of all, the Ice Princess storyline was sci-fi as hell to begin with. So I'm thinking the coordinates, like, what else would they lead to at this point? What else are the coordinates that Victor so desperately wants to crack? What else is going to lead to? And we know something must have happened regarding the weather machine. Was it last year? Because, you know, that one, like, I think it was like February of last year, where all of a sudden it was just like boiling hot and then it was never mentioned again. Hey, Nathan. Well, Willow's going to be a nurse if she gets through this cancer story. And I think she will. Ice Princess story, and I think it's based on today. We'll see what it means. That's my best guess. I don't see what else it could, like, those coordinates could possibly lead to. Also, I don't know if you guys seen this, but there's a picture of Emma Samms and Tristan Rogers on set with a 60-year magazine that just came out. So I'm thinking Emma Samms is back on set. And we know that Constance Towers is returning next month as well. So interesting timing. Yeah, okay, Jake, you had said that your favorite was the nurse's performance. Nathan, what was your favorite performance of the nurse's ball so far? Oh, late 70s James Bond film. Oh, the Ice Princess story was based on? See, I didn't watch too many of the Bond movies. I'm not like, I wasn't a big fan of like the James Bond, like super spy-esque movies. Although I did kind of like the like Super Spies on GH, the 80s version. So, you know. Yeah, GH went all out in the 80s with the fantastical storylines. But I'm assuming people really enjoyed them since the ratings were like top notch back then. Because it was something new for a daytime soap. Seen a couple as a kid. I've seen a couple, yeah, but like I didn't watch like every single one. Like the only ones that I can really remember is the one where the guy who I think is the current Bond still, or maybe just the last one, the first one that he did, and then one like in the early 2000s, and that it's escaping me. General Hospital, Luke and Laura know the difference. The writing style. I mean, it's interesting. Gloria Monty really changed daytime with the stories that she brought onto the show. Because before that, it was all like Love in the Afternoon and, you know, just baby drama, mama drama, affair drama, and then all of a sudden there was these stories of like saving the world and these larger than life like romantic couples and stuff. So who knows? Jeez, Kaiwan. All right. Yeah, not much else to talk about, guys. We had the 3 performances. Victor, I believe, just tried to take a shot at Valentine at the end of the episode, or someone that works for Victor. I don't think that Valentine gets shot. Just judging by Anna's reaction, she didn't look terrified. She just was like, look out! BC or Alberta to tell you to the end of the day. I do love me some BC and Alberta, but if that's what you, but my heart is in Quebec. I love the Rocky Mountains of Alberta. I love my family in BC, but Quebec is my home. Well, I mean, it will be again one day. One day it will be. It's my original home, and it will be my home again. Victor did tell them to keep Anna and Valentine alive, but to kill Lucy. Oh, that's true. You're right. Oh, you're talking about DC and Albert. See, when you say BC and Alberta, like BC is British Columbia, which is the province next to Alberta. That's what I thought. I'm sorry. Here I am, like talking about my home. DC. I didn't watch DC today. I saw that Albert isn't really gonna live stream the Nurses Ball because he's not a fan of it, which is fair enough. I understand. The Nurses Ball is not for everyone. Yeah, you're right. Victor did tell them to keep Valentine and Anna alive, but to kill Lucy. Lucy deserves to get shot. Oh, man. Yeah. But she won't. Lucy's too annoying to die. And you know they're not gonna, like... Obviously the big moment at the Nurses Ball is gonna be that she's gonna show up alive over there. But yeah. Lucy's got 9 lives. Nothing's gonna bring her down. But yeah, did DC go live today, guys? I didn't actually get to see. I worked all day, and then I had to do some errands after work, and then I pretty much just set up this live stream. So I did watch Sabrina's live while I was preparing this live stream. I didn't watch it live, but I just watched it while I was setting this up. I don't take the nurse's ball that seriously because nothing really bad, but it really happens to my mileage in the show anyway. I don't know about what happened back in the 90s. Fair. I mean, so I don't know about now, but the 90s nurses balls were all over YouTube at one point. So I did watch the majority of them. And they were definitely like big, like spectacles. They were like, the stage was huge. The audience was like large. It was like, it looked like a large venue. Whereas this is clearly just a tiny room, but that's just, the way of the soap budget. I think that the show, for as small of a budget that it has, does a great job for the nurses ball in terms of like production. It just is what it is, budget-wise. But the one thing that I do miss about the 90s nurses balls, and thanks Angel, by the way, the things that I miss about the 90s nurses ball is that it wasn't just like the performances. We'd see things like, Lucy trying to get the audience to, put money or checks into a hat and things like that. Like one year, Lucy stripped in order to get more donations. She was like auctioning off her shoes and her dress and whatever. I think that's how the tradition of her ending up in her underwear started. Unless that was like the second year and that's just what happened. It started somewhere, But I miss little things like that, when it wasn't just like performance and then like, small talk. You saw your grandmother at the hospital the other day? Oh, how's she doing? Hey, Brooklyn. What do you think about Blaze so afraid of Link? I'm worried for Blaze. It's so funny to me because like Blaze seems badass, like in terms of like she has this like badass take no prisoners look to her, but she's so vulnerable, and I kind of wish that she was stronger or more strong. Sorry, just because I would have liked to see Blaze and Brooke just like take Link down and just like take no prisoners. I do not like that Link was going after Joss, and I hope that Brooklyn, tells Link to take the non-disclosure agreement and shove it, just to help save Joss and to save Blaze as well. Like I appreciate that she, went to Blaze when Link was trying to, be in the change room while she was getting ready. And I like that Brooklyn, like, shoved him out of there. Did BLQ forget that Maxie gave her a loophole out of her NDA? I don't know, but I did. So can you remind me, Angel? What did Maxie say? I forgot about that. What did she say? What's the loophole? And also, Brooklyn, what was your favorite performance in the nurses ball so far? I'm pretty sure they're not going to put Blaze and Portia as a couple. Hey, Sandy. Kaiwan, I'm not sure what you're talking about. I'm a little confused. But yeah, guys, just so you know, there's no, if you haven't caught on yet, there's no rhyme or reason to this live stream. I'm just chatting with whoever comes in and asking what your favorite performances was, what your thoughts of the Nurses Ball was so far this week. General Hospital is Ken Shroud. What? Okay, Angel, you said Maxie explained some legal thing of the person does something incriminating or something you can tell someone. Maxie said this to BLQ while they were at Kelly's last time. So Brooklyn could technically tell, for example, Blaze that he's trying to put his hands on Jocelyn. Brooklyn, your favorite was Trina's performance. Sandy, you said Trina and Joss. Yeah. I think. Well, first of all, I liked what Joss and Trina were wearing in the performance. It was like classy and sophisticated. Trina brought like the fierceness that came with the costume. She looked badass up there. Jocelyn, I think she did a really good job vocally. I have to constantly remind myself that like most of the GH cast can't sing, and they use heavily auto-tuned effects on most of these people's voices, with the exception, and I believe this is true, I don't think they use much for James Patrick Stewart because he can sing in real life. Same with William Lipton if he was still on the show. God dang. Ugh. I'm so mad. Maybe we'll watch one of the performances from William Lipton's band before I end the stream. But because he's awesome on stage, guys. And I know he can sing because he sang Happy Birthday to my grandmother because I got a cameo for her last year. I think it would be crazier if Portia and Jordan end up together and ice out Curtis. Oh my god, can you imagine? They already seem like besties. Like, they seem to put their animosity aside. Although, if Portia finds out that Jordan almost kissed him, then I don't know. Trina and Spencer finally decided to be a couple. Yes! I can't believe I haven't even brought it up. Trina and Spencer made it official. Although in the preview, it looks like they're already having a bit of a conflict. I think it was Trina kind of mentioning something to Spencer, and she seemed very upset. I actually even also didn't mind like Joss and Dex, the little moment they had at the bar where they kind of were like touching each other's hands secretly. I thought that was cute. But yeah, BLQ needs to tell Sonny that Link had his hands on Joss. Yeah, Sonny could take care of that. Oh, Spencer and Jocelyn were arguing in the previews. What would that mean? Does that mean he finds out about Dex? Oh, maybe you're right, Kaiwan. Yeah, maybe like Spencer brings it up to like Sonny again, or I don't know. Obviously, Spencer has to open his mouth to somebody that makes her upset. Waiting for Blaze's performance, hopefully tomorrow. I think Blaze's performance is likely going to be tomorrow. From the preview, not like the random preview of like tomorrow, but the promo for the week that was on Monday, it did show Blaze and Chase, and I feel like that's like not a finale performance. I feel like that's like a mid thing. My guess is that, well, I think we know that the Magic, Milo, and the Wands act is up next, and so maybe Blaze and Chase are afterwards. Don't know what's happening in the previews. Where's all the shouting come from? I guess we'll find out tomorrow, y'all. We'll find out tomorrow. Blaze is gonna kill Link. I don't know. I feel like Brooklyn's like more likely to kill Link than Blaze, only because we haven't really gotten to know Blaze much yet. And I think that there's a lot of potential for her character still. And if they just saddle her with a murder right away, then I don't know. Although they could like have her kill him and then like maybe Chase and Brooklyn would have to cover it up. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. The music you have on is your kind of music, Brooklyn? Well, I put it on because it makes sense for the Nurses Ball. It's kind of what they're having in the background between performances, so I figured let's just roll with that today. But I do love me some jazz. I love me some jazz. My favorite jazz memory, because every now and then I'll go to like a jazz performance or a jazz concert, jazz bar. But back in 2016, I went to a jazz bar in Montreal called House of Jazz, Maison du Jazz. It's not there anymore, sadly. But it was really cool because my mom and my grandmother were there with me, and the performer was someone that used to perform at a bar my mom used to go to when she was younger than I am. So it was like a nice little thing of history there. Somebody take like the F out already, child. Yeah, it needs to happen. That man is scum. He either needs to go to jail or get killed. Used to be kind of a hipster. It's not a hipster to like jazz. I like all kinds of music. You guys know I'm like a heavy metal fan, right? Like heavy metal, pop punk. But I like I said, I'm not kidding. I like all kinds of music. The only one I'm not too fond of is country, for the most part. But like overall, I can go to like a blues concert, a jazz concert, a heavy metal show, a pop punk show, you know, an acoustic set, open mic night. I just love music. I can listen to almost anything. I can go to a rave and just dance it out for 8 hours. I did that in the summer, y'all. Like, my music taste knows barely any bounds. I won't say no bounds, because again, country. But like, barely any bounds. Y'all should have seen my first iPod that I ever got when I was a kid, or a teenager. Dex can take care of Link. Not sure he could. How expensive is that jewelry Gladys is wearing that it requires its own bodyguard? No kidding. At least, you know, Sasha's could still afford it with with her spending so much money to cover her debt. Country isn't for me either, you said, Jake. Yeah, not my cup of tea. Which is funny because I'm in Alberta, and like you would think that Alberta is just like all country all the time. But I find, like, generally speaking, I think a lot more people here are into like either like hip hop or like pop punk and metal. Can't stand heavy metal screamo music. I love it. I love it. It gets the aggression out. I went to, like a few weeks back, I went to a like 7-hour heavy metal concert. And I lived for it. And I'm going to a metal concert tomorrow as well, actually. The ball would have been perfect setup for a Who Killed Victor story. Yeah, but I think it's too soon, Damien. By the way, welcome. Again, we're hanging out, but since you're here, now you have to tell us what your favorite performance of the Nurses Ball was so far. Is that why Gladys has a bodyguard? I'm assuming so, because like it's not like Nina and you know, Carly and Joss have bodyguards near them right now, given the Sunny situation. At least not any visible ones. Was Marshall at the ball? We haven't seen him. Yeah, good point. We haven't, like, I'm surprised he wasn't at the ball. Maybe he's performing, though. Oh, I didn't know that about Alberta. I only heard about it. Oh, I mean, Alberta is, like, it's Western Canada, you know? So it's, like, it's just the assumption that everyone's, like, into cowboy hats and this and that. I think it depends where you go in Alberta, too, though, because I find Calgary, which is about 3 hours from Edmonton, where I live, is a lot more country, because they have, like, the Calgary Stampede, which is, like, bull riding events, and it's, like, this big thing over there. But over here, we're a bit more, like, I think we're a bit more eclectic in Edmonton. You find all kinds of people here, which is nice. Your favorite performance is Trina and Joss? Is Alberta the country of Canada? That's like I get what you mean. For a second, I was like, wait, country of Canada? Canada is the country. No, yeah, it is essentially. It's like, you know how like people compare like country over in the States to like Texas and like South Carolina. Like the South, I feel like in the U.S. is very country oriented, like country music. For that here, for us in Canada, it's the West. So like Austin, Texas. Exactly. Yeah, the more south you go in the States, it's more country oriented, right? And I feel like that's kind of the vibe in Canada, but except it's west. And the sun sets in the west, y'all, so our summer days are long. Our summer days, like, the sun will finally go down at 11:30 at night in, like, June and July, but then you'll see it coming back up again at 2:30. And you're like, in the distance, you're like, oh, there it is again. Because I live in Kansas City, people think I know Dorothy from Wizard of Oz. I don't like I live in the city. Oh man, don't stereotypes suck, you guys? Like, it's so funny. Like, I find, like, well, even just being Canadian, everyone thinks we say about, which we don't. I've never in my entire life heard someone say about, like, a boot. And then, like, they all think we live in igloos and stuff. Like, no, we just have really cold winters, okay? Leave us alone. Kansas City, here I come. Man, yeah, I don't know what I've never really thought about Kansas City in any type of way. Like, I think the only thing I think about, like, Kansas, and I swear it's not because of Wizard of Oz, but like I just hear that like Kansas overall like gets a lot of like tornadoes and stuff, right? Like, I know that's the premise of Wizard of Oz, but isn't that, like, generally speaking, you guys get like a lot? Y'all don't have the 40 Days of Darkness. No, we don't. It's not 40 Days of Darkness or constant sunlight. That's more like the north. Like north. Like North Pole North. Kansas City, here I come. Heard on another podcast that Anthony Gary is bisexual. I mean, so... And, not to speak on anyone's sexuality, but the reality is Anthony's sexuality has been in question for many, many years. And it could be that he's just open-minded because he does drag and stuff, and, we don't know, and it's none of our business, If he wants to be open about it, let him be, but, don't out him. We have tornadoes every year during tornado season, which is... See, we don't have a tornado season here. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's just what I hear. Oh, it's about to start in May. That sucks. No, we don't have a tornado season here. Like, in the summer, like, every now and then you'd see, like, a funnel cloud. But, like, nothing... Like, the last tornado that touched down here and did damage was, like, back in the 80s. So I wasn't even alive yet. No, in terms of, I mean, I do say Alberta's weather is bipolar. Because we could have all the snow melt and it'd be like 22 degrees Celsius, which is good, by the way, if you're only familiar with like Fahrenheit. But, and then the next day it could just snow. Like you could just get a big snowstorm out of nowhere. It doesn't make sense. And anytime the weather like shifts like that, I always get sick. It sucks. Oh, I saw Anthony Geary was gay. I don't care. He's smart. To not have kids, though. No kidding. Yeah, I mean, well, he's admitted to having an affair with Elizabeth Taylor, and I don't think that he would say that to, like, try and cover up his sexuality or anything, because I think one thing I will give to Anthony Geary is that he always seems to be unapologetically himself. Like, he's not afraid to go on and perform in Broadway in a dress. And, you know, be a big goofball at the Nurses Ball back in the 90s. And, like, you know, and, like, freestyle and you know, kind of free versus his scripts and stuff. So I just think he doesn't care. He just lives his best life unapologetically. And that's one thing that I can appreciate about Tony. I think he does have a little bit too much of an ego. In terms of certain things, but I do gotta respect the man for kind of sticking to his guns and just being like himself. That he does drag. I know it was on YouTube at some point, but I don't know what it would even be titled now. But it was like there was one event, and I don't remember what it's called, where like a bunch of soap stars did like Broadway numbers, and Tony Geary did one in drag. Kansas City weather is bipolar too. 1 week it was sunny, raining with a tornado warning to snowing. It was one hell of a week. Man, in Montreal, apparently they had like one hell of an ice storm today where like it was like raining, thunder, and like half the power is out in Montreal right now. I was looking at footage from my friends and like other like social media stuff, and I'm like, holy crap, you guys. I had to message them. I was like, is everyone okay down there? Like, do you guys have power? Are you good? Checked in on all my friends. I was checking in on a couple more actually after the stream, but they're all resentful, resourceful. Oh man. But yeah, I'm really interested to see who's going to do the Magic Milo act, which I think is tomorrow. Because all we know, I'm not 100% convinced Milo's actually going to be here for the Magic Milo act. But Dex for sure. I think Drew's going to be in it. Cody's in it. They usually have like 5 or 6 guys. Felix might be in it. He's been in it in the Wands a few times. Maybe Spinelli. He was in the Wands at one time. And he is at the Nurses Ball. Angel, you said I was watching an old interview of Tony during the major popularity of Luke and Laura. He seemed to hate it because he couldn't walk down the street without people knowing. Yeah, I think he's not... I don't think he likes fame. And because of how big Luke and Laura was, like, he got that fame. And I'm sure it's calmed down, like, immensely over the years. Because, you know, that kind of magic is in the past. But in Amsterdam, no one knows who the hell he is, so I'm sure he's loving life over there, you guys. I think he's very much enjoying his retirement, I think. There's a part of me that does hope that he is seen for the storyline. Like, it just seems wrong to kill the character off in that kind of way. And let's face it, Victor hasn't killed a single person yet, has he? Apart from Eileen. I feel like Eileen was the first real kill that he's made. Milo's daughter will be performing? Actually? Okay, so maybe Milo is then. Please don't put Michael in Magic Milo. I don't think he will be. He's at home watching the Nurse's Ball with Willow. They had him on the Wands once, though, didn't they? I think it was like the first year. Like when it was like Milo, Max, Felix, the dancer from Dancing with the Stars was in it too, Spinelli, and I think Michael. And maybe Lucas? Curtis was also in the Wands once. I wouldn't mind him being in them again, but I don't think he will be. Sandy, you've had enough of Victor? Yeah, I don't think he's gonna kill over before the end of the Nurse's Ball, though. I think, given that Holly seems to be back on set, Emma Sam seems to be back on set, I'm assuming that he's probably gonna be around till the end of May Sweeps, which makes sense. Victor probably takes Ace with him. Hopefully I'm wrong. Oh, you might not be wrong, though. Like, he's planning to take someone, and I'm willing to bet it's Ace. He'll probably take Ace and run, and then he'll be gone for, like, a long time. I know you guys find those men attractive, but I hate the magic wands. Bad luck, they can't do the one. Well, they did have the haunted starlets at one point being kind of sexy. But I don't think that's happening this year, though. But yeah, they need something for the guys and the gals, and the straights and the gays, you know? Need a better villain. We need somebody who's close to anybody we need. I mean, listen. Victor's, well, okay. I don't know. Like, I appreciate that they're not making Victor, like, or that they're not letting any of the current villains make the good guys look absolutely ridiculous. I prefer the villain to be on a pretty equal footing, so that it's a close call, you know? Like, the gang has had the upper hand for the most part, most of this Victor storyline. Now he's got the upper hand for a little while, so I don't mind that for now, as long as the good guys come up in the end. Because I feel like a lot of the years under, like, Frank Valentini, and not even just through, like, Ron Carlivati, but, like, a lot of the writing teams, like, it seems like the good guys never win. And so I need the good guys to win. I need them to win this one, okay? And then they can find us a new villain. The Honda Starlets, they could have kept. Their costumes looked rough. What are the costumes, like, black and white? We just need whoever original Valentine is to come back. He can be the villain for the Cassidines once they defeat Victor. Sunny needs well, Sunny has some kind of villain out there coming soon, but they need to like get that ball rolling, because there was a meeting with. Did the meeting with Pike happen yet? Wasn't it supposed to happen? And the makeup was horrible, just bad. Oh man. Didn't they sing I Don't Care by what was it, Iconopop? Really want Helena to be alive. You know, like, I don't know. She's come back alive so many times, y'all. They had her dead, and then they put her on ice and brought her back. Her time is up. And, you know, realistically, Constance Towers is 90-something years old. She can't do much anymore, you guys. There comes a time, you know, every villain, every person has, you know, an expiry date. Sad as it is to say, you know, like, as much as I'd love to see Helena kick ass and take names again, you know, she's getting up there in age. She's what more than earned her retirement at this point. Maybe Victor takes Obrecht, and that would be messed up for Willow. I think maybe it was you that said it. I was watching Sabrina's stream. I didn't watch it live, but I was looking at the live chat. And was it you that mentioned that before, or mentioned that theory? Someone did. And I will be so pissed if that happens. They have put it off long enough. Just have Obrecht do the thing and be done, so we can just move on from the story. I don't need Willow to be, like, on the verge of death. She's been on the verge of death for, like, 4 months now. Victor Teriyaki Zonde is in our lives. Who's that? Okay, you did bring it up. Okay. But yeah, I hope not. I hope not. I can't sit through more Willow madness. I'm over it. I'm so over it. Yes, it performed Iconopop. Great song choice, but just bad presentation of the performance. Wanted better costumes and makeup. Oh man, I love that like everyone around Kelly Monaco sang, and Kelly Monaco just kind of like danced. She didn't even try to learn the lyrics of the song. Yeah, I kind of like. I will say, and I'm trying to hold off most judgment until the end of the Nurses Ball, but I'm not liking that they're like. There's been barely any mention of like GH, just like the beginning of it, and then it's just like the same old. I was kind of hoping there would be a lot more emphasis on, you know, the hospital and the nurses of yesteryear, and you know them talking about it. But we're not seeing anything in between the like performances, which, you know, let's face it, they're fun to watch, but they're, you know, it's not anything. It's just fluff. So I don't know. I was just hoping that since they made it all about, or since they made a big thing about, the anniversary of GH opening, that we'd see a lot more about the nurses and the doctors, and, you know, have people sharing stories about GH in between the performances and stuff, and we're not seeing any of that. Do I think Felix will stay around for a while? Probably not, Sandy. I would love him to, but I don't think we're going to see him once Nurses Ball is over. They just bring him back for Nurses Ball and that's it. Wow, they talk about the fact that Steve Hardy started the hospital. They barely bring anything up. That's like, if they're trying to honor the 60th anniversary, they need to like talk about the history of the hospital for one, yeah. But since it's a celebration of the 60 years of the show too, like talk about all the years and craziness that poor Charles has been through too. it doesn't feel like, you know, a celebration for the 60th anniversary. It just feels like another nurses ball, and like, yay, it's back. Which, you know, I love the nurses ball. Don't get me wrong, but like, it just feels like it's just another nurses ball, and I wanted there to be more. So I'm just bummed out about that. Bummed out. At least we got an Epiphany mention. Yeah. But, you know, where's, like, Nurse Vining's mention? Where's Nurse Jessie? Bobby, of course, is hosting, so we can talk about her. But, like, you know, like, they need to be talking about the nurses of the past a bit more. If the Nurses Ball this year is supposed to be all about GH's 60th anniversary, show it, in my opinion. Well, who knows? Maybe they'll leave me pleasantly surprised by the end of it. I hope. I hope. Yeah, Kaiwan, I'm actually surprised. Like, we've never really had Laura kind of talk about Amy. You know? Like, for all the time that she's, like, Laura's been back on the show, for all the years that she's been back on the show, they've not once had her bring her up, and Amy and Laura were close when they were, you know, growing up, so... I mean, obviously, Laura's a bit busy this week, trying to take down Victor, but good point, Kaiwan, good point. We need some flashbacks. Hell yeah, we need some flashbacks. It doesn't feel like a 60th anniversary, like, celebration. Bring on the flashbacks. When did Amy stop being on the show? So, Amy, I think the last time she was on the show was like 2002-ish. And then the actress Shel Kepler passed away in 2008. They never mentioned the character dying that year. They did show her picture at the end of an episode that had absolutely nothing to do with the hospital. It was all like, it was a mob-centric episode, and they were like, at the end, R.I.P. Shel Kepler, and nothing else. And then the only time that they finally addressed Amy Vining's death was the first Nurses Ball in 2013, like the return of the Nurses Ball. And Lucy mentioned her. I mean, part of me gets it because Laura wasn't on the show, Leslie's not on the show. No one that was really super connected to Amy was on the show in 2008. But like the Spencers were still on there. Someone could have mentioned it. You know, Luke was still on there. He could have like brought it up at some point, even in passing. Because like 2008, Laura woke up permanently from her coma. Her, whatever that she had. But yeah. My hope before the end of the week is that we do see the flashbacks and we do get nods to the history, just so that it does truly feel like a celebration of the 60th year. Just my opinion, of course. But alright guys, we've been live for roughly an hour now. If y'all haven't mentioned your favorite performances already, let me know. I think I don't know, it's up to you guys. I'll leave the choice up to you. And I don't know if this is going to affect the stream in any way. Hopefully not. It'll be the last thing we do anyway. But did you want to watch William Lipton, aka Cameron, and his band performing like a one of their original songs. And we can kind of finish the stream off with that, since we're not going to get Cameron performing at the Nurses Ball this year. Let me know what you guys think, and then that's how we'll end the stream. And if not, we'll just end the stream normally. Dr. Hardy is Liz's grandfather, but do they ever mention that? Monica mentioned it. Monica mentioned it on Epiphany's tribute. To leave, you know, a head position at GH to another Hardy / March. Angel, you said sure. What does the rest of y'all think? I love the ending of that song. I didn't listen to this whole thing, by the way, like the music that's in the background, before I put up this playlist, but I like this playlist. It's a yes from Jake. All right. All right, guys, I'm looking it up just in case it's you know, a unanimous decision. Brooklyn says yes. By the way, I do want to point out that we've seen his band on GH before. They performed at Trina's birthday. Alright, well, we got 3 yeses, and I feel like that's enough for me. Oh man, I hadn't set up my live stream in a way to like go to do this YouTube stuff. But let me quickly set it up then, and that's how we'll end the stream, you guys, with some good music by William Lipton's band, The Runarounds, and their original song called "Good Night, Brooklyn." Their original song called Wild Kids. And I believe this was performed in South Carolina. Okay, let me mute this music. As much as we love it, we can shrink me down to size. We can blow up the screen. And we can enjoy this performance by one of the only good singers on GH, who is going to be gone for a while, William Lipton and his band, The Runarounds.
This is original called Wild Kids. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
There you go, the quality was
Everybody gotta go
crap for a
crazy,
second there.
because I got a microphone now, so watch out. Alright, here we go.
Oh yeah, fun fact, pretty much everyone in this band sings, so we're not going to only hear Willie Lipton sing, and see his friends sing too. If it's too loud, let me know.
I have my passions from life. You never see what's inside. They won't understand. And I'm on repeat. I'm tired of seeing the same.
This dude is 19 years old, and he has this much talent. Holy crap.
What's got my whole life bad? Why don't we live like it's nothing? Wild kids when nobody's watching. Running round our town. Our rivers drowning out our sound. Why don't we live like it's nothing? Wild kids when nobody's watching. Running round our town. Looks like we're in for something now. I let my passion see.
drummer be singing, y'all. Yeah, this was actually last year. They uploaded it like a month ago, but this performance is from last summer.
See through our lenses right into sunrise, taking the night. We're taking the night, dancing with all of our exes. No time to look back, taking the night. We're taking the night. Why don't we live like it's nothing? My kids when nobody's watching, running around our town. Rounding out our sound. Why don't we live like it's nothing? Wild kids and nobody's watching. Running around our town. Looks like we're in for something now.
Power pop. I like their vibe, honestly.
Thank you.
I mean,
That is another original called Wild Kids, soon to be out. So keep your ears peeled.
Yeah.
yeah, I actually checked. It's already on. It's already on Spotify. If you guys want to check them out, they're called the Runarounds. I haven't listened to their other stuff yet because I've only seen like the performances here. I think I've heard another one of their songs called what was it called? Senior Year, I think it was called, and it was another good song. It just kind of reminds me like how young these guys are, but they got some talent, and you know that was the performance that we were robbed of when they got William Lipton to leave the day before the Nurses Ball. But yeah, I don't know what the rest of their music sounds like, so but I don't mind it. It's very like summer vibes, and it's we're almost at summer. It's only spring right now. Like right now it's 1 degree Celsius here at Edmonton, but on Saturday it's supposed to be like 15 degrees Celsius, and I think Monday it becomes like almost 20 degrees. So we're getting there, slowly but surely. But anyway. I think we will end the live stream here, you guys. I will be back this Sunday. Have a good night, Sandy. I'll be back this Sunday to talk about the rest of the Nurses Ball, all the plots that happen in between. I'll either be ranting and raving or like cheering and shouting. Who knows? Much like the Nurses Ball, I can be unpredictable. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you liked the live stream, even though it was just a bit hangouty and not too I can't think of the word. Not too structured. It was just a chill vibe today. And again, there's not a whole lot to talk about, really. Yeah, have a good night, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to. I'd really appreciate it. And I will see you guys this Sunday for the next live stream. Peace out.